Hello, my friends. Welcome to the wonderful shop of Rachel, Country Custom Fabricating. Today I am working on a service truck. This service truck had a crane stand on here that was made pretty poorly. It was actually mounted right in the middle of a cabinet. So what I've decided to do here is take 3/8 plate, and I've lined the whole top of the cabinet because the whole thing was kind of caved in. So I just figured we'd build that right up and make it really super strong for when this crane lands down onto the stand. So I have the 3/8 plate on the bottom, 3/8 plate against the side on the side cabinet. I have bolted it all to the bottom, and now what I'm doing is getting all my gussets ready. There will be a 4" by 4" square tubing that's going to be welded onto this plate and then fully gusseted. So what I'm doing here, just marking out my lines where I want to have everything, and then I'm just going to get busy welding. For this video, I didn't talk at all in it. I just was working, so this is just a video of everything I've done. So I will try to speed things up when they're boring. I will try to share tidbits of information that are important. But otherwise, you just get to join along and watch me build this crane stand. This works out just perfect because on the back of this service truck there is this Miller gas welder. So I'm firing this thing up and I'm getting to do some stick welding. Haven't done it in a while, so this will be good to brush up. This was kind of the original OG type of welding that I did when I first started welding. So it's nice to go back. And it's especially nice for doing all this thicker steel and not having to drag out my machine into this bay in order to get my MIG welder out. So this just works out perfect. So I'm tacking all these pieces into place, and I am using 70/18 rods. I'm using 1/8 70/18 rods for all this welding. Other than my vertical welds, I will be using 332 70/18 rods. I just find that they make a nicer vertical weld, and it'll still be nice and hot to get a good penetration in everything that I'm doing for these welds. We get to see here a poorly placed tack. So I'm going to be grinding that off a little bit so I can give this a little bit of a hammer or break the tack completely so I can re-weld it and get this thing square. I have this front gusset welded in really good. I have the back side of the square tubing welded solid. So now I'm going to put in my other two side gussets. I have to make sure I have just enough room to be able to get my sheets of aluminum inside there and still be able to get a good weld on this big gusset over here. So we'll tack everything into place and then I can start welding things. I know this isn't going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to do a bunch of welds all the way around where I can and then move to the other side to weld on this other gusset. We'll flip sides here. I'm just going to weld the other gusset on, just grinding up the corner of it so it fits in where I have my other weld, cleaning up the material a bit, and then I'm going to make sure that my angles match. So these gussets will be keeping the support for when the crane goes from side to side. This bottom of this cabinet was pretty smashed up before from having this crane constantly land and push and put so much pressure on top of this cabinet. So this will be a ton of added support This is going to make sure that this crane does not do any more damage to the top of these cabinets. So now I have these gussets all tacked into place. Everything is exactly where it should be. Nothing is going to move or bend. So I am just going to speed everything up and we're going to weld this thing in solid. I have done the majority of the welds, of the flat welds, so now I'm doing everything vertical. So switching over to my 332 rods. You guys, if you do any vertical welding, I would switch over to a 332 rod. Yes, it can be done with 1/8, but some of these angles and where I have to get to is pretty tricky, so I might as well switch to a bit of a smaller rod, and then I can have my heat light. This tubing that I'm welding to is thinner wall than the 4-inch pipe. This is only about 1/8 inch thick wall square tubing, so I can get away with using the 332 rods and still have enough heat to get all the penetration I need to get a good weld up in there. I will tell you guys now that I do not enjoy painting things, but I'm taking my time to mask off the aluminum, mask off all the other spots, and just make sure that I can not get any overspray on the rest of this top of this truck here. And I'm just going to do a very makeshift job at painting this crane stand using just some standard old Rust-Oleum paint. And I'm just going to put on my music and get this thing all painted. And I know some of you are going to tell me to wear a respirator and all those things. When I'm welding or grinding or painting or any of those things, I have my door open. I have ventilation going on in here. It's enough for me. I don't really feel like wearing a respirator for this part of this job. So if you are painting your own things, then feel free to go ahead and wear yourself a respirator. So I'm going to give this thing a last coat here just to make sure I don't miss any spots. When I move the crane over, I will get some inside of this square tubing, get that top back on, and have this thing just be done so I can get on to the rest of this service truck. But here it is, my friends. Crane stand is all done, and I am very happy with how it all turned out. Hopefully the customer loves it, and now I can get on to the rest of this service truck. Stay tuned for the next video so you can see the whole build of the doghouse on the service truck. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and make sure you give me some comments on here, and I'm always happy to respond. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day.